Hey guys, welcome back. On today's video, I'm starting the teardown on the 5.3 liter LS. This is a Gen 4. I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing to pull it apart. First thing I did, I took the valve covers off. Only had 4 bolts. I believe they were an 8mm. Second, it's got all the head bolts on it, all along through here. These are a 15mm. There's 5 inside the head as well. And we've got these ones on the back side here. I believe those were a 10. But first thing we're noticing here is that, try and get some more light, is that inside the heads there, it's dark. And we got some gunk buildup. So, but anyways, going to start taking stuff apart, and we'll see when we find the issue in this engine. The person I bought it from, he told me it was locked up. He said that they had an oil change, and I guess they forgot to put forgot to put the drain plug back in it, so it ran out of oil. So we're just going to go around through here and pull it apart, see if we can find the issue. Okay guys, one of the first things I've noticed here after I was removing all these bolts, got all these ones alongside here done, got this one out here done. This one right here, it's underneath this piece. You cannot remove this one out of there because your socket is going to hit on the top side as it comes up. So you're going to have to remove this rail. To do that, you're going to have to remove these valve springs, not the valve springs, the rocker arms first. And then it should just come slide right out. And I'm going to go ahead and do that and get back. Okay, so as of now you can see I've already got one of these pulled. So you can see the rails allowing it to move up and down. So that's just going to slide right off once I pull off all the rocker arms. Also, you can see that you pulled the rod out right here. And as you can see that it looks to not be bent. If it is bent, it's only a minor bend. But we're going to put it right back in there here for now. Something I was always taught when removing your rocker arms, you want to pull them out one at a time and keep them in order so that you know which one came from which place. Okay, and now we've got our rail out. And as you can see, now we're going to have access to these head bolts. And I don't know if you can see inside there on the camera, but right inside where these oil passages are, we've got a lot of gunk buildup. So we're going to go ahead and keep taking her apart, and we'll hopefully here shortly find what's the issue in the engine. Okay guys, now we've got our heads pulled off. So what we can see is we've got a lot of carbon just loose in there. I quickly examined all the rods. I didn't see any that were immediately bent. Let's see what else we got here. One thing I'm checking for real quick is I'm checking to see if there's any cracking between the pistons. I'm not seeing any just yet, because if there was some right in here, that would mean that this block is pretty well junk. I'm not seeing any, so that's a good sign. Okay. So far, I see no immediate issues that this head is junk. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep looking around and tearing stuff apart. Alright guys, at this point I found the first thing that was wrong with this engine. Here we have these little plastic pieces that go inside of here. They seem to be holding the lifters into place. One of them, you can notice it doesn't want to spin, which these are supposed to free spin on top of the camshaft down inside there. And as you can see, this one does not, as compared to this one right over here that's already pulled. This one does want to spin. So that was already one piece that was causing an issue. So I'm thinking that if I keep going through this, I'm going to find more of these that are having issues. Okay guys, so now we got the second head off the engine, as you can see. Yeah, as you can also see in here, this is this piston seen better days. It's got rust all in throughout here. Just crud all over it. And this has been leaking here somewhere, so I assume that's a head gasket leak. But what I might end up having to do on this one, I might have to have a little bit of a bore put onto it. That way I can get rid of some of this. I might try honing it out just to see how deep it is, but immediately first thing I see is it is not looking good. This engine has seen better days. So yep. We got our second head off right over here. I didn't really see anything off the top of your head just like screaming at you this is broken. So if I can, and once I get these all cleaned up, I'll probably have to find an old wash tank or solvent tank or something along those lines. I'm going to go ahead and clean this all up. If I don't find any cracks in it, I'm eventually going to be porting this head, both of them probably. That way I can have practice doing it, and if everything goes well, I'll throw this back onto this engine, and I'll be showing you guys how I'm going to be porting it once I get to that. But right now I'm just trying to focus on tearing this apart, seeing what the issue is for why this engine was locked up, because I don't believe this was like this prior to it locking up. I believe this kind of happened, like this rust and stuff, I believe that happened after it locked up. So we'll just go ahead and keep going at it. Okay guys, I got a little distracted there because I was working and I forgot all about you. So what I got done is I got this cover off of the bottom side of the intake. I got this removed. I got all of my lifters out, and I found that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them on the passenger side were either locked up and or just gritty. So that leads me to believe I need to check over my camshaft to make sure there's no damage on the cam. I saw that on the driver's side. No. Hold on here. That would be the driver's side. On the driver's side, there was 5 that were locked up or gritty. On the passenger side of the engine, there was 3 that were, none of them were locked up. They were just gritty and stiff. In here, I took the oil pan off. Inside the oil sump, you can see there's a lot of dirt and stuff inside of it. So got the oil pump, so I've got the oil pan removed. On the other side, we'll go back to it. Get this all pulled off. So you can see down the inside there, and you can see the camshaft. And right there. Don't know if you can see it in the video. It looks like it is scorched a little bit. Got all of our heads off. We got our oil pan removed. Something I've been trying to do, and I think it's a pretty important thing, is just always keep track of where everything goes. So I've been trying to keep my passenger side stuff on this side, my driver's side stuff on this side. Go ahead and switch this back over because I did this before I started. And something else that's is important to do when you're tearing one apart is to keep track of where stuff goes. So I'm going to go in the house here in a minute. I'm going to make some, we've got a label maker, and I'm going to put a label maker out, and I'm going to put, let's see, this one came off first. So this one is passenger side, front to rear. Driver side, front to rear. Through there. That way we keep these exactly matched up. Got my driver's side head bolts, or passenger side head bolts. My driver's side head bolts on this side. My oil pan. But yeah. And if anyone ever decides they want to pull apart an engine, I recommend getting one of these. One of the most useful things that just speed you up. While pulling this one apart and putting it together, I'm not going to be using any power tools for anything. I'm just going to be doing all hand tools. But no one particular reason. Mainly just my power tools are at my job, and this is the only tool sets I've really got that are here. So I've heard from someone online that using power tools to remove them can remove your nuts and bolts and things along those lines, that it can cause issues like with the threading on them. So no idea if that's true or not, haven't really looked into it, but just a thought. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll be making a second part